कानून में बदलाव के बाद अब ये गरीबों से जो लूटा जा रहा है वो बंद होने वाला है।
ये डबल इंजन की सरकार की मानसिकता है नफरत फैलाकर दंगे फसाद कराने की, राजनीतिक लाभ।
जिस दिन आ जाएंगे उस दिन घंटे भर के अंदर इसका इलाज भी करना जानते हैं।
कांग्रेस ने सिर्फ कुछ कट्टरपंथियों को ही खुश किया है।
यहाँ पर ऐसा कोई परिस्थिति नहीं है। बंगाल से बंगाल में ही जा रहे हैं, बंगाल से बंगाल में ही जा रहे हैं, बंगाल से बंगाल में ही जा रहे हैं। तो बंगाल सुरक्षित है बोल के देख जाएगा, सारी जगह जा रहे हैं।
শান্তিপূর্ণভাবে গণতান্ত্রিক আন্দোলন করার অধিকার সকলের আছে উইথ পারমিশন।
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening. You can't look away tonight because the pictures that we will bring on your screens, these pictures should make all of us worried. Look at these pictures on both sides. On one side are those that have gotten elected because they are accountable clearly. One of them is also the state chief minister, home minister. The other man that you see there is also Firhad Hakim. We'll tell you about him in just a moment. But on the other side are also images of violence, of vandals, of people losing their lives. And if you are not worried tonight, then we don't know what will it take to wake you up. Because the truth, ladies and gentlemen, could be uncomfortable, but it cannot be denied. What is the truth is that Hindus are feeling threatened enough. Just look at them. In a lot of these pictures, you will see them literally only picking up their bags, only their bags, because that is the only belonging that they could hold on to at that moment, and then they've reached such relief camps. The images of which you see playing out on one side of your screens. All that they want is safety. All that they want is a better future for their children. They are leaving Murshidabad, that, as all of you know, is a Muslim-dominated area. About Murshidabad, the demographics, and why possibly that has seen so many riots, I'll tell you also that in just a moment. But then let's also talk about leaders. Leaders that you see on the other side of your screens. A lot of those leaders say there is no big deal. This is okay. Why are you making such a big deal about this? One of them is Mamata's own man, Mamata's own minister. His name is Firhad Hakim. He is openly admitting, ladies and gentlemen, he is openly admitting that yes, there is a Hindu exodus that's happening. It is real, but they are only, he says, moving within Bengal. So no need to worry, not a big deal. But then don't forget that Mamata Banerjee, as the chief minister herself, she's encouraged the minorities to come forward and make themselves heard. She's appealed for calm, though many say that that is a half-hearted attempt. Let me tell you more about what Bengal has seen over the last few days. Remember, Bengal has been burning as the Waqf Amendment Act protests have turned deadly. First in Murshidabad, those images again on your screens. Then it was Malda, and now earlier today, these images also came in from South 24 Parganas, leaving 3 people dead. 3 are dead. Hundreds are displaced. Will we still not ask questions? Will we still not ask who's accountable? Let me also tell you how the story today has become bigger. Because the Prime Minister has dared the opposition to face the Waqf debate head on. He says this is a clear testimony to the fact that who today are enraged, who today are so aghast, because these are the same people who belong to the land mafia, who want to control pieces of land. And that is why he said a legislation like this was very, very important. But we are also asking, as always here on the show, that who is fanning the flames of division? And how long before we will see some kind of an accountability coming in? So these are the important facets of the entire story. The Prime Minister putting that dare to the opposition. Mamata Banerjee completely unperturbed with Firhad Hakim. She does not care about what he says, or she knows it but does not want to act. And then there are people, then there are Hindus who today are literally running for their safety. We will get you our straight questions in just a moment, but I also want to introduce a panel of guests because that is extremely important as we'll be looking at that entire story moving on, because today's episode is also our answers. We want to ask everyone that why have people been quiet? Why has there been no action? And why today are we talking of a story like this that continuously has also been blacked out by a lot of media? What is at the crux of this? I do see Shatrupa, who's representing the BJP on the show. I also do see Meeta Chakrabarti. She's representing the Congress. Nilanjan Das is the State General Secretary of the All India Trinamool Congress. And Nilanjan, let's begin by asking you, what's going wrong in Bengal? How can you have a Firhad Hakim who's actually admitting that, yes, there has been an exodus? Are you normalizing this? Is this what the state of Bengal has come down to?
It's very unfortunate. Whatever has happened due to this Waqf protests, it is very unfortunate. And some people from Dhulian, about 400, fleeing to Malda. They crossed the river Ganga to Malda. And this is extremely unfortunate.
You know, right, that you run the government in West Bengal? It's not an opposition rule state, right?
Because we are taking care of them.
Yes.
Because we are taking care of them.
So don't tell me this is unfortunate. Of course it is unfortunate. I want to know that how many heads have rolled.
No, we know that they are stationed in some schools, and the Malda police today, they got back 19 people. 19 people have been transferred back to their home. Now you have to also understand, and for the benefit of your viewers, let me tell you why they have fled to Malda. It is because there has been a rumor spread by none other than the BJP, their goons, that the Muslims are mixing poison in the water. Due to this very fact, they got tensed and they fled. Of course, you have not reported on this. So today, the police...
Nilanjan, much like wait. Nilanjan, wait. It is easy, it is fancy to come in debates and wanting to divert the entire issue. I will not let you do that. Nilanjan.
I'm telling you facts. You are not telling the facts.
A little bit of accountability tonight and some bit of shame. Some bit of shame.
I think you should be ashamed. You should be ashamed of broadcasting such extremely communally charged.
West Bengal is still a state run by Mamata Banerjee. Either you tell me that she is so powerless that she has absolutely no idea what's going on, or she is complicit.
That is exactly why things are absolutely under control.
What we'll do is to sharpen this debate and to ensure that the focus remains there.
Which is a minority product of the BJP.
Relax.
They tried to
Why are you getting so worked up? Why are you getting so worked up? Tell me.
No, because you are lying.
We are lying. These pictures are lying, you are saying. Hindus are not fleeing.
I'm telling you why.
Have you acted against Firhad Hakim?
You have not reported that the BJP's local MLA candidate.
Are you running the state of West Bengal, yes or no? Then we'll go to the BJP. For everything, you can't be playing the victim card, Nilanjan. I want to introduce, with the permission of both Meeta and Shatrupa and Nilanjan, to our straight questions. And there is a reason why, these straight questions today are extremely important, because in the middle of all this fracas, in the middle of all this noise, ladies and gentlemen, do not let netas divert your attention. Those straight questions are up on our screens, and we will see whether these netas are willing to take head-on these questions. Will Mamata Banerjee sack her minister Firhad Hakim? The answer, like they say, is blowing in the winds. Will Mamata take action against Firhad Hakim? Nilanjan, I think whatever you've said makes us think otherwise. Is Mamata's silence proof of her complicity, as the BJP has alleged? That's the second straight question. Nilanjan, wait. Nilanjan, please wait. Let me get in the third question. We have 5 of such questions. The third question says, will the Modi government intervene in Bengal? Because they've complained for far too long. We are not happy with them complaining all the time. Shatrupa, you and your party needs to act. I will find out whether you have an intention to do exactly that. This brings us to our fourth straight question. Is it Modi versus all on Waqf? Is this really about Waqf is also what a question a lot of people of you have asked. Let's bring our final question also now on our screens, and then we'll open this up to our panelists. With Modi's open dare on Waqf, where is this war literally headed now? Because Mamata Banerjee is digging in her heels. You have the Congress party and a leader saying कि हमें 1 घंटा दीजिएगा जब हम सरकार में आते हैं और सब बदल देंगे. That is also an utterance, ladies and gentlemen, that today has come in from a Congress neta. So everyone you see on your screens is equally guilty in polarizing this debate, Nilanjan, which is a question that you can respond to. Tell
Please
me.
ask the Congress panelists.
Nilanjan, which is a question you can respond to? About Firhad
I am
Hakim,
telling you
about
that the
Mamata
situation is
Banerjee,
under control
about the violence,
due to the
about the arson, about why Hindus are feeling unsafe.
The situation is completely under control and your reportage is not helping the things in any way. And the BJP is stoking communal fire every day. Their leaders, they are saying that we are going to bring in people from Bihar and Jharkhand. You know what Arjun Singh has said? Have you reported? Have you shown how Shukanto Mojumdar
Are
is
you running the state of Bengal? Yes or no?
No.
You answer that question, then we will go to the BJP, right?
That's why the situation
you are a
is under
Trinamool
control.
spokesperson. Will you respond to what the Trinamool has done so far or not done? Then I will take this to Shatrupa and also to Meeta.
Fake news.
All this is fake news? What Firhad Hakim
I'm
says
telling
is
that
fake
people
news?
are coming back. So you need to update yourself. You need to update your journalism.
You can keep sitting on the debate and pontificate, Nilanjan, for all that I care. But Shatrupa, this is the problem. You ensure that Mamata Banerjee gets a long rope. I wonder why. The centre can act in this case. Will the centre not intervene? Mamata Banerjee does not want to do anything about Firhad Hakim. She does not want to do anything about what's going on. Does it suit the BJP to allow all this to, pan out the way it is?
Dipti, first of all, allow me to start at the beginning since Nilanjan has shouted most of the show. We believe that yes, Mamata Banerjee is singularly responsible for kindling this fire which has now become a conflagration. It's spread like wildfire all over West Bengal. Now, as far as Nilanjan's smirk and the ridiculous comments are concerned, no, I don't believe that Mamata will sack Firhad Hakim. He's one of her favorite ministers, and he's even crossed all lines and said, "Well, after all,
Will Modi sack Shukanto?
From one, is he going to shout?"
Nilanjan, why can't you let other people talk?
Because
this is the problem.
I heard all his
Either you
nonsense.
want to obfuscate the debate,
No, because
you want to
you're not
run away
asking
from
right
issues,
questions.
Nilanjan.
Why can't you ask
I
this
asked you this
whether
question
Modi
4
will
times.
sack Mr.
You decided not to respond. At least let the BJP respond. Here and other people, please.
Then I think you'll have to mute him or whatever. Now, as far as Firhad Hakim is concerned, Firhad Hakim has said a lot of insensible things, insensitive things several times. Today, he's crossed an all-time low. He has said that after all, it's just an exodus from one part of West Bengal to another part of West Bengal. So it's absolutely no problem if they leave their homes, their ransacked homes, everything burned. And now Nilanjan is shouting on your channel and saying that everything's been taken care of. Well, as far as your question, Dipti, is concerned,
the BSF that is getting people from across the border.
Nilanjan going to keep shouting.
Nilanjan, can you please stop this heckling, this fear-mongering, playing the victim card again and
you
again
are doing
and again?
this fear-mongering.
Let me ask you one question. Relax then. Okay. Shatrupa, apologies to you. Let's expose someone
no,
like
you should
Nilanjan
apologize
and
to the people of
Nilanjan,
Bengal for your
give me a moment.
reportage.
Nilanjan, now you please listen to this question. Don't speak over me. Because let the viewers understand what is the Trinamool not wanting people to know.
You cannot just lie on a
now
national television and get away.
Firhad Hakim, and you believe, what's the big deal in case a few Hindus, have been forced to flee from location A to location B? Can you tell me, are you willing to do this? Are you willing to do this? Is Firhad Hakim willing to do this? They had to leave all their belongings there. They are right now in relief camps in schools. Why? Why have you started to treat them like second-class citizens is the allegation the BJP is leveling. But why don't you tell me why are Hindus scared?
BJP
why are they scared in Bengal that you have ensured that they continue to flee?
We have ensured that they come back. 19 people have come back.
Why did they even have to go in the first place?
Why did they go in the first place? That is the question.
It has been done by the BJP.
Mamata Banerjee is ruling the state, but the BJP is doing this.
He's saying that the BJP...
That is what you're saying, Nilanjan. That Mamata Banerjee runs the state, but the BJP is doing this.
So Niranjan wants people to hang on and drink that poisoned water, get killed, and then get part of
Shadrupa, I think we all must exercise caution.
Can you confirm?
We all must exercise caution because there are a lot of these unverified reports, Nilanjan. And it'll only serve you well if you acknowledge that yes, there has been a failure. If Mamata Banerjee at least recognizes that yes, there is a real problem, which you don't want to do. Now relax. I want to get in Meeta here.
Can I say something? I didn't
Shadrupa, I'm just coming back to you. I am just coming back to you. Nilanjan, just look at these images on our screens.
No, I have seen
these are little children along with their mothers and parents who are standing in a line to just get some bit of milk.
But this has been done due to...
Wait, Nilanjan, you can't be talking over everyone.
And fear-mongering by the national televisions like NDTV.
Nilanjan, why are you talking over everyone? Unless you want to keep deflecting the debate. Look at these pictures on your screens. What is the fault of these families? What is the fault of these children that they today are in a relief camp in a school? They are forced to stand in a line, just standing in for some bit of milk. Will a Firhad Hakim be standing there? Will all of you be standing there? Never. So that is the difference. Now, Meeta.
Why has the BJP...
Meeta, wait. Nilanjan, please do not force me to put down your faders, please. It's a democratic space where you've said what you wanted to say and people have got the message. Please listen into other people also. There are other panelists, Nilanjan. It's a request. Now, Meeta, there is a man by the name of Imran Masood. Have you heard what he said today?
About reverting the work bill?
Yes.
Yes.
That is okay? That's acceptable to the Congress party?
He did not talk about inciting violence. He said that if Congress comes back to power, now please let me make my point. In any democratic setup, as the current ruling BJP dispensation have their rights to bring in an amendment to a bill, if the India Alliance comes back to power, or there's a Congress-led government in the center in days to come, we do have a right to propose another amendment to the current bill and legislation. No legislation can be final for indefinite period of time. It all depends. It's part of the parliamentary procedure in the country, and there is nothing undemocratic or violent about the suggestion. Number one. Number two, yes, the TMC government is responsible for maintaining law and order. Law and order is a state subject. There were intelligence reports that there could be violence in Murshidabad and Malda, and in Shamsherganj area especially, there were intel reports. And if the TMC government has failed to restore normalcy, has failed to protect human lives, and human lives of both the communities. A lot of BJP spokesperson only talk about loss of human Hindu lives, but I will say it's very unfortunate that there had been both communities affected, just like there had been a Chandon Das who had been killed.
Meeta, wait. Now, Meeta, see what happens. What happens is that netas get carried away because they realize they are addressing their vote bank. You haven't addressed the issue of Imran Masood. He said, 1 घंटे में इलाज कर देंगे. What does that mean? What is this kind of language?
इलाज नहीं, 1 घंटे में कोई amendment अगर
amendment नहीं बोला. He did not say the word amendment. He said इलाज कर देंगे. Do you want to listen into that response? I can play that out again.
Yes, you can play it out.
So क्या होता है इलाज कर देने का क्या मतलब होता है मीता?
Where did he speak about violence?
Wait.
Did he speak about violence?
Give me just 10 seconds. My team tells me that Byte is ready. We can listen into that response. Imran Masood of the Congress party, Meeta. Listen to him very carefully. Please listen to him. We are playing out that.
जिस दिन आ जाएंगे उस दिन घंटे भर के अंदर इसका इलाज भी करना चाहते हैं कि जिस दिन आ जाएंगे उस दिन घंटे भर के अंदर इसका इलाज भी करना चाहते हैं
सुमीता 1 घंटे में इसका इलाज हो जाएगा. Now see, either the Congress agrees with such kind of a language and such kind of a provocation, or you don't. But why has the Congress not told us where it stands?
Explain to me, where is the incitement for violence? Do you
this is not incitement.
And you have to give me 30 seconds of uninterrupted time, ma'am, please. Why are you not saying that the state BJP president, Shukanto Mojumdar, has said that Nodia has a higher density of Hindu population? So if they come over to Nodia, there will be Tandov Nitto, there will be Shive Tandov, there will be Tandev by Shiva.
That is what Shatrupa will respond to, but because you've spoken of demography. See, this is the problem. This is the problem. Citizens in West Bengal today are either Hindus or Muslims. They are not citizens of Bengal. On your screens is more data that has come in from both Murshidabad and Malda. Ladies and gentlemen, Meeta, wait. Meeta, wait. You are doing much more than Nilanjan was doing. I will go to Shatrupa quickly because look at the population in Murshidabad. You have a 66.27% minority population. In Malda, that is about 51.27%, and that is just according to the 2011 census. Now, there is a reason, viewers, if you think of this, that a lot of these riots that you see are in Murshidabad, in Malda. Now, earlier today, we've seen this in South 24 Pargana. Nilanjan does not tell you this, Meeta does not tell you this, and Shatrupa will also not accept this. But the point is that everyone is polarizing. I will give the last word to Shatrupa. I will give the last word to Shatrupa, please. I will give the last word to Shatrupa.
What are you talking about?
Shatrupa, a lot of your leaders allegedly have also made provocative comments. The charge is that the BJP has been spreading fake news. Nilanjan. Nilanjan, you have to let me conduct this debate. You can't be speaking over everyone. Shatrupa, take 30 seconds. We'll have to put both Nilanjan and Meeta's faders down. Shatrupa, please answer that charge.
Thank you, Dipti. No, we have not initiated any such comment. I am going on record on national television saying we have not initiated. Yes, when we see that our brothers and sisters, our mothers, aunts, everybody is being harassed, ravaged, houses are being burned, there's a wild rampage going on. Obviously, we're going to talk about this.
But why don't you dismiss the government? Why don't you dismiss the Mamata Banerjee government?
That is an excellent question, Dipti. This is what I was trying to answer. You see, ever since BJP took over the country, we have tried never to interfere with an elected state government. However, despite several warnings, this time also, if Mamata Banerjee does not learn her lesson, our state president has requested the Home Ministry, at least the border states, should be directly under central.
No, but I don't think, Shatrupa, that is a good enough response. That is just a political response. You also
I cannot
come in, but only for word of time. Only for word of time. I have to thank both the ladies and Nilanjan for the moment. My next guest is waiting. I quickly want to introduce Kanchan Gupta, who's a senior advisor in the Ministry of Information Broadcasting. Kanchada, thank you for your patience. And I just hope you must have been able to hear a little of this, fracas that has happened, but clearly no answers. Now, how is it that the centre can not intervene in this case? Why is the centre giving Mamata Banerjee, Kanchanda, such a long rope?
Well, there's something called the constitutional scheme of things, and under that, law and order is a state subject. And Mamata Banerjee, by virtue of being also the Home Minister of West Bengal, is entirely responsible for both maintaining law and order, and she is responsible if the law and order in the state collapses. That is how things stand. Now, the centre, there is a process which is involved, which is again laid down by a constitutional system, that the centre shall first try and find out from the state what has happened, ask for reports. It shall do whatever is possible to ensure that there is no total breakdown of law and order, and subsequently, even after all that happens, then you look at Article 355 and then you look at Article 356. So it's a graded response, and you cannot just jump straight to President's rule. Number one. Number two, you have to also keep in mind the act of imposing President's rule is can be scrutinized by the judiciary, and I'm sure they will go to the courts. They will ask for a judicial intervention, and I don't feel emboldened enough to suggest the kind of judgments we have been getting, that the judiciary is going to uphold the centre's decision. In any case, this is not my remit to comment on the constitutional process. I would just like to talk about three basic things. One, the manner in which the violence was allowed to escalate and is continued to be allowed to escalate. Number two, the violence is nothing but targeted attacks on Hindus especially in Muslim majority or Muslim dominated areas. And number three, the sense of distrust which this breeds between the citizen and the state. For instance, we have heard people on tape saying that water tanks have been poisoned, that they were throwing petrol and petrol bombs at people. And so much so that women, and there is videographic evidence of this, women and girls had to leave their homes in the dark of night, cross the river on boats, and take shelter across the other side. So in this situation, it is really worrisome. And to add to the worries, tomorrow is the Hindu Bengali New Year's Day.
Yes.
It's the first of Baisakh for Bengali Hindus. And on that day, the state government, that is primarily the chief minister, who's also the home minister, and the state police, which has absolutely and abjectly failed to control the situation. They have given permission for another rally, this time in Siliguri, and that is truly of concern.
Okay, Kanchanda, I want to thank you for your time, but that's, everything that you have said just points towards one issue, that something clearly is wrong in Bengal, and that is why it's all the more important for things to move, for someone to act. If the centre can't, who else will? I just want to thank Kanchanda also for his time, and let's also quickly get you now Newsnight's parting shot. So you have the deadly Waqf protest in Bengal, ladies and gentlemen, that lay bare a grim truth. What is that? Whatever the merits of the Waqf, whether you support it or you don't, but politics of appeasement and vote bank games actually does fuel chaos. And this is what empowers leaders like Mamata Banerjee. Now the BJP can also not just be pointing fingers. It cannot just be making charges. It needs to act decisively. What happens next? Will a division deepen, as it suits a lot of political parties and netas, or will accountability prevail? Because that is in your and my interest. That is in democracy's interest. Stay tuned, stay vigilant. That's a question we'll keep asking, we'll keep watching. Thank you for your time. Good night.